and welcome to the Busted Knees and Pretty Trees podcast, where we preach the gospel of Mother Nature and give you plenty of reasons to throw on a pack and devote yourself to the trail. Thanks again for coming along. We're happy to be back with you for another edition of our Homegrown Outdoors podcast. I'm your host, Travis J. White, and this week, it's my turn to inspire a bit of conversation with a handful of would-you-rather questions. Backcountry edition.
Oh boy.
Hopefully, it'll stir up a little controversy amongst the crew. Stay tuned. Of course, I have the fellas here. Rad Dad, Patty Richardson.
Yo.
And Dad Brad, Bradley Greer.
What? He gets rad and I get
That
dad
was
rad?
awesome.
Your Dad Brad. Last week, we all pitched in some news stories from the backcountry. Brad updated us on the tangled mess of property rights, particularly corner crossings, and the state of the current legal battle. Patty introduced us to the gold treasure that had apparently been hidden in Yellowstone for over a decade. Now, it has been hidden once again.
That's right.
Because it was found, apparently.
Allegedly.
Yep.
And keeping the magic of the mythic hidden treasure alive. And I spoke to the recent de-extinction of direwolves, perhaps just genetically modified gray wolves, and the pros and cons of this Jurassic Park science. Because Walter, the news panther, thought I did such a great job on my report, he personally sent me another birding letter he intercepted a few days back.
Oh boy.
And if you guys don't mind,
I think I know what this is going to be.
I'd like to read this said correspondence.
Yes.
Dear Hal, 'twas a cloudy affair in gazing upon warblers this eve. There was an instance with which the devilish sun peeked through the suffocating cloud cover and shone light upon a cardinal's tuft. 'Twas a most exceptional experience. Hope the warblers find their way to you as well this spring. Rest in peace, old chap. Best regards, Bradley Greer.
Oh, man. That was great. Round of applause, dude.
Brett.
That was great.
It took me a while to write that. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, man. That was great. Wait,
That
you
was
wrote
right in
that?
there.
Yeah, he said regards, Bradley
Best
Greer.
regards,
I thought-
Bradley Greer.
That was amazing.
It was one of my birding reports to Travis and Marcus.
Wow. That was great, dude.
I was
nice.
like, that's perfect. So,
Oh,
just
man.
like that letter.
Written and spoken very well.
Yeah, you wrote a letter to a deceased man. The
Yeah.
Birdman of Portland.
Yeah,
Hal
sure.
Koffel.
Yeah,
How
I
confident.
should have put Dear Travis.
No, that was great.
Oh, there
Yeah.
we go.
But yeah, that was actually my first warbler sighting.
Oh,
that,
no
that
shit.
night. Yeah.
Nice.
Yellow rumped warblers.
Getting
I saw
it.
like 4 of them.
What are you
man.
up to now?
77.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm at 66.
Oh, catching up.
Whoa.
Yep. 66. Problem
So,
is,
yeah,
I just like going out with you.
Yeah.
So we just get the same fucking
get the
birds
same
when I'm
birds.
out there, dude.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's good.
I
It's still so fun. I love it.
Oh yeah, I will say I have pointed out a few birds to you.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
We go, Brad has the ears. I have the eyes. That's
Yeah.
what I've noticed. We last weekend went to Pokagon and to Eagle Marsh, and I think we did something like 10 miles, just walking all around the parks, having fun. Pokagon State Park in northern Indiana is awesome.
Yeah.
It
it's
was
beautiful.
awesome, right?
Brad got some
Yeah.
super badass
Dude,
pictures.
the tall
Yeah.
pines are out there. You have the sycamores. You've got kind of all the terrains from the marsh to the kind of the hilly land. It's just it was such an amazing park. Big ups to Pokagon State Park.
All right.
Yeah,
Shout out, okay.
That's glacier country.
Glacier
so it's like
country.
super hilly because of that.
Super cool. Get
Yeah.
out there if
That
you live
glacial
around here.
till
Yeah.
coming in.
Yeah.
You know?
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, Patrick, that story you told about the treasure.
Yeah.
There's the Netflix documentary that's out.
Yeah.
As soon as I got a chance, Debbie and I just binged it.
Really?
It's definitely
if we
a
stayed
binger.
up. We had
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
because we're always we're getting old, I guess. So
Yeah.
we're always falling asleep. But
Yeah.
we made sure we would replay it because we wanted to know everything.
Dude, nice.
And I did not know how intense that was.
Yeah. Those people put it out there.
Some people lost their minds.
Some
over
people
it.
lost their
Yeah, those
lives.
like the rednecks definitely lost their minds.
Well, gosh darn, dude! If you're that convinced,
And you think you
it's
found it?
like you are one hammer strike away from breaking it rich and solving all your problems.
That blew my mind. That part where it took them 2 years to bust a rock apart. Is that
yeah.
what?
Yeah, because it was so hard to take stuff up to, dude. For a year, they were striking it with a pickaxe.
Oh, good lord!
Like, I mean, I'm telling you. I mean, then they went dynamite. It
Pretty
was
crazy.
It was awesome, dude.
Watch that documentary.
But dude, it's back out
fascinating.
there. It's back out there now. That's the cool part,
And
right?
all the clues are in the only clues are in the Netflix show.
In the
right?
Netflix show. Now, if he continues to act like Forrest Fenn, then hypothetically, the more steam this gains, the more people are out there hunting, the more media we see on it.
We'll give a little
And then,
sweet treat.
like Forrest Fenn did. He would just add little clues here and there. He would say it's not east of the Mississippi. So it's just a magical adventure for me.
I was trying to think what would have to happen in my life to where I would decide to dedicate my life to trying to find that.
Retirement.
I don't even think it has to be something that crazy. I think it has to be like this thing that you've put enough time. All you have to do is put enough time into it to believe that one of the things is what you believe it is. And then from there, I think it just all kind of, it's the number 23. You just start seeing the clues everywhere and you're like, yeah, because I already think it's this. So now that second clue must be that. And then you're out there for 2 years digging, dude.
Anything. But the thing is, the treasure that was found, apparently was only 500 meters off of a main road in Yellowstone.
Because it's only as far as a 70-year-old man can carry a chest of treasure. He said it from the beginning.
Oh, yeah, there's the news panther.
But I wanted to, before we do go to the news, I just wanted to make one point about having that treasure out there. As the last one was in a national park, and it's just going to make you a little bit curious, no matter where you are.
Yeah.
Could that treasure be around here?
Yes.
Maybe if I just go out
A little bit.
a little bit.
Yep.
A little bit further.
Dude, I'm amped for the news, Panther.
What do you got,
Yeah,
Brad?
let's get into it.
I've been psyched about this.
In the South Atlantic, a colossal squid is filmed in its natural habitat for the first time
Whoa.
since 100 years, when they first realized there was a colossal squid.
Whoa.
So I always thought the giant squid was the biggest one, but there's one. Is this one bigger? I mean, judging by the name of it, it would seem bigger than giant, like colossal, giant.
It depends on which metric you use for biggest. Because the giant squid,
tentacle length, huh?
Yeah.
Is that?
the giant squid's the longest, but about half the mass.
Oh.
So colossal squids are the biggest by mass, like 2 times bigger than a giant squid.
Okay.
But a lot of times, you know, like us, general public, kind of interchangeably, they're just giant squids, like giant squids.
Yeah.
Most
It's
people
just a
don't
shorter
really
giant
differentiate.
squid.
Yeah.
Colossal
And a
sounds pretty
fatter.
badass.
He's a thick
though.
boy.
Colossal does sound badass.
Yeah. So they've never, like, it was first identified 100 years ago, but nobody's ever got a photo or a video of a colossal squid because I'll get into it here talking about the details, but they have really big eyes. So the scientists think they're super sensitive to light and the noise that it takes to get down to their depth, that they just like run away before you can even get a picture of it or a video of it.
Wow.
Yeah. So they normally are around 2,000 feet deep in the ocean. They mainly stick to the South Ocean, like the Antarctic Ocean. And this one was found in the South Atlantic, and it was a baby colossal squid.
Ooh.
So it was only like, I think it was like 12 inches in length, 16 inches in length. Something, it was like a smaller squid.
Wow. Do you know how old that baby squid
They
would be?
don't. Then that's like part of the problem is they have no knowledge of colossal squids' lifespans, their diets, their
Just
reproductive.
nothing.
Like they don't know anything about them. So that's why this is still a win. Like it's a baby, but now they know a lot more about how they act when they're young, like where this one was, what it was doing, what it looked like. So they can glean insight from that and then hopefully find the find a giant or a colossal squid alive. So 2,000 feet deep is about 1.5 times the height of the Empire State Building.
Damn.
It's about half as deep as a nuclear submarine can go, allegedly. Because I'm sure that's like top secret stuff.
Yeah.
So nobody really knows. There's no natural light at that depth. It all stops. There's like there's a name for it. I wish I would have typed it, but there's a name for like the line that differentiates between natural light reaching it and no natural light reaching
the
it.
shit out of me.
Yeah, for sure. The pressure is about 60 times the atmospheric pressure at sea level. And I saw a comparison that said this is like having an SUV sitting on every single square inch of your body.
Oh, cool.
Like from all directions.
Wow.
Yeah, so humans can't dive
moly.
this deep. This was a remotely controlled submersible that got this video.
Would it just squeeze all the liquids and shit out of your
Oh,
body?
yeah. Like what happened to the Titanic sub that imploded. Like they were dead
Oh,
instantly.
yeah.
The Titanic is actually 12,500 feet deep. So way
Really?
deeper than they found this colossal squid.
Not the Titanic.
Yeah.
The Titanic?
12,500 feet.
Okay.
Challenge
It's
me,
down
bro.
there.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
They have a hard time getting down there.
Yeah. Interesting.
That may not be the exact depth, but it's like ish.
Yeah.
Because it's, at an angle and stuff. So depending on what part.
Drive by
Interesting.
science.
Yeah.
Drive by saying clack, 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 clack. Science.
So the only
I love it, dude. I love saying that.
the only reason scientists have any idea of how big colossal squids are is from finding remains in like whales or like they'll find the beak. The beak's the only solid part of a squid
That's
because
the
they're
scariest part,
invertebrates.
too.
And they'll find a beak in a stomach of a sperm whale that had died, or I'm assuming died. Or sometimes like shorebirds or birds will have contents of a colossal squid in their stomach. So like it probably died, floated to the surface, and it was a party for all the birds. So they were able to extrapolate from their beaks that they could get to around 1,300 to 1,500 pounds.
Wow.
1,500
Yeah.
pounds.
That's a big old squid.
Yeah, and about 33 to 46 feet.
Woo.
So that's all just assumptions. They don't know for sure because they've never seen an alive one,
Yeah.
and they don't know what a full-grown alive one is.
Who would want to?
How long they even live. They don't know anything
I
about
don't
it.
want to see that. It scares me.
So their eyes are around 16 inches in diameter. That's like a dinner plate.
16 inches.
Yeah. It's like a dinner plate, right?
Gosh darn.
Is that the biggest eye?
It's a pretty damn
In the
big.
animal
yeah,
kingdom?
maybe it is. I don't
Like-
know. That's a big ass eye.
That's a massive eye.
Yeah. Kind of crazy. Makes you wonder like what they're able to see at those depths.
Like those blue whales.
Because they are a predator hunter, so they must use their eyesight to hunt. Dr. Kat Bolstad is one who has been researching this a lot. She's the one I read the article that said like she was ecstatic over this find. Like her and another scientist he kind of designs the submersibles and the cameras and stuff. He was like, I was hyperventilating when we saw this because there's one distinct characteristic that these squids have, and it's like little hooks on their tentacles, and no other squids have those little hooks
Oh.
because they're like one of the
They get any scary.
yeah, well, and they're like they call them like glass squids, I think, because they're kind of translucent, so they look like any other in their genus, like where they have the see-through kind of shell that goes around them.
Yeah.
So those little hooks are really the only thing that distinguishes them from any other squid. And there's two who are just like lost their minds that they got this picture.
Isn't translucent or transparent skin like that deep, like pretty common?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
what's the point of having camouflage
And like
when
bioluminescence.
there's no light?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's really crazy.
How big is that little
Especially the
squid?
stuff that we don't know. This is I'm showing the guys a picture and we'll post this. This is the baby squid that they videoed. This is the actual
that's
squid.
the 12-inch long one?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a great shot.
That's a great
As an amateur
shot.
photographer, I could say that's a
What?
great shot.
How did they get that shot?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Little submersible.
Dang. Colossal squid. Do you think that somebody was like, oh, look, there's a squid. Let's call it the giant squid. And then they found the colossal squid. And then they're like, shit, we already
Damn it.
used
Bigger.
giant. We already used giant.
Other
Colossal.
word. Yeah.
Yeah. And when they found it like 100 years ago, it was, I think they had just found like a tentacle or two washed ashore. And they were like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
We've never seen anything
You
like
know
this.
they'll find a bigger one. What are they
Oh,
going to call that?
Ooh. King Kong?
Ooh, that'd be
Gigantic.
awesome.
Maybe, yeah. We got to come up with a good name. But this expedition has been going around the South Ocean for a while. They've been out there for a year or two looking for the giant squids. So it's like awesome.
That
it
was their
finally
sole
paid off.
mission?
Yeah. Or sorry, I said giant colossal squids.
Oh,
Yeah, but yeah, that was their sole mission is trying to get a
Wow.
video or a photo of it, and they succeeded.
they got one.
Yeah, of a baby. But
How
still,
long? How
but
long
still,
was it?
just like the insights that they can glean from that video is hopefully going to be huge for them. They think they think it's a pretty important discovery.
It is.
Yeah,
Why not?
I agree.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Way to go.
Yeah, I don't know what percentage they always say the ocean is unexplored,
Oh, yeah.
and what we know about it is next
All
to
right.
nothing.
Well, it's like only 2,000 feet deep, 60 times the atmospheric pressures. Like it's
Yeah.
such material science is the limiting factor.
Yeah.
And the money that it takes to build anything to get to the Titanic, the depths are just, it's harder than going to space.
Right, it's easier to get to the moon
Yeah.
than to go to the bottom of the ocean,
Yeah.
right?
It's crazy. It's wild. It's such a crazy
Who
atmosphere.
knows what's down there?
Yeah.
We'll develop some sort of imaging system that'll get down there somehow.
Yeah.
I can't believe this LiDAR stuff they got. So
Yeah.
it's pretty incredible. They'll
Yep.
figure it out.
Well, the next story is, it's kind of random because it's from the outdoor company Cool.
Yeah.
KUHL. They posted a list of the top 10 national parks for seeing wildlife because this week, April 19th through the 27th, is National Park Week.
All right.
So I figured, like, we know the National Park Service is going through some trying times with the current administration. So I figured this is a good article to highlight, like, how great national parks are, what you can see when you're there, and just visit them and help them, support them, donate money, talk to your representatives, help the national parks because they're awesome.
Mhm.
They are just teeming with wildlife. That's how, like, a big purpose of what they do. It's a safe haven for wildlife.
Absolutely.
So, and these kind of interestingly, the list, it kind of dots around the country. So
Yellowstone.
chances are there's
number
a
one.
nope.
That's my guess. Damn it.
There's one of these national parks is probably close to anybody in the U.S. that's listening to this. So, do you got a guess for number one, Patty? We got Yellowstone.
Smoky Mountain National Park.
No way.
Very close.
Damn.
This surprised me too. Number one was Grand Canyon National Park.
What?
Oh.
For wildlife?
Yeah, number one. So the way that they ranked these was they made categories. Whether the categories are mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, fish, insect, spiders / scorpions, and slugs / snails.
Damn. Slugs / snails.
Yeah.
5 times fast.
And I think I said it pretty clean the first time.
Oh, I struggled with that one. Right
I'm
off.
not even going to try.
So they ranked how many species are present and are native to the park, and then which animals visitors are most eager to see, which I don't know how they got that stat. I'm sure they found some stuff somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But number one, I mean, and what the numbers of the different categories that they say are at that park, like, it makes sense that Grand Canyon is number one. So the first couple I got some highlights for, then I'll just read the rest of the list after a few.
All right.
I mean, I could stay here all night talking about this, but
Yeah.
we got stuff to get to.
Yeah.
We know you can.
So Grand Canyon takes the number one spot because of the chance to see wildlife in like every category.
Wow. Okay.
Because it has such a range in elevation, it has different climates throughout the whole park, and a unique blend of the ecosystems throughout the elevations. And
That's right. Yeah.
So it ranked first in bird watching.
Whoa.
Which surprised me. There's 447 bird species, including the California condor, peregrine falcon, and red crossbill.
Done.
Don't we have a peregrine falcon perched on top of the tallest building in Fort Wayne?
That's right.
And there's a live YouTube stream of it.
And she just laid 3 eggs or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh. What's Grand Canyon got on Fort Wayne?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool.
It's just a hole in the ground. No. Gorgeous.
So the park ranked second in mammals with 91 species of mammals, including bison, desert bighorn sheep, hog-nosed skunks, and mountain lions. I got a picture of hog-nosed skunks.
Hog-nosed skunk.
It literally has it's a skunk with a hog nose.
It's just
literally what it is.
It does.
It's the exact same skunk we have up here, except it doesn't have a black nose.
Yeah.
It's just it was chopped
It's
off
like
and
a
there's
flat,
a pig
it's a
snout put on
flat
it.
pink nose. Yeah. They do have some cooler colors though. Like I've seen other pictures. Like look at his tail.
Oh, it's not just black and white?
Yeah. It's mainly
Little
black and
auburn
white,
in
but
there.
there's different patterns of the black and white. So then Grand Canyon was second place in reptiles with 58 species and second place in scorpions / spiders, which sounds terrifying.
That's terrifying. That's terrifying.
How about slugs /
Yeah, they didn't. And
what was the other?
and
Snails.
yeah, slug / snails. There was actually none of their descriptions included slug / snails.
No, I
well,
was
maybe
wondering.
I didn't go far enough down the list.
I'd love to see a slug
Oh
at
yeah,
the Grand Canyon.
Oh yeah. I mean, the Colorado River runs through the Grand Canyon, so
Yeah.
there very well could be
Where
slugs.
there's moisture.
Yeah. So Patty, guess what second place is?
Smoky Mountain National Park.
Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Mainly for like a lot of the same reasons Grand Canyon was number one, but they ranked first for amphibians.
Oh.
52 species, including wood frogs,
Giant salamander.
black-chinned red salamanders. That's interesting. You have my interest piqued.
Yes.
Black-chinned red salamanders. And hellbender salamanders.
Hellbender.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. We learned all about those.
Yeah. Here's what's now that I don't think this is a typo. 969 species of spiders / scorpions,
Oh my god.
including the newly discovered Joro spider.
There's
Right.
scorpions.
Yikes.
In the
I think
Smoky
it's
Mountains?
the category. So
Yeah.
I thought the same thing.
Could be all spiders.
I didn't look into
Okay,
it, but
yeah.
yeah.
That's
969.
Woo-hoo-hoo. That's
I
enough.
hope that's not
enough.
I hope that's not a typo.
900.
If it is, if that's a typo, we'll correct it by the end of the episode.
Yep. Yeah, we will.
Third place, kind of another unexpected park for me, Big Bend National Park.
Oh.
It took first place in the reptile category, and one of them is desert tortoises.
Where's that
Imagine
national
being
park?
South Texas.
Okay.
On the the bottom part that kind of comes to a point.
Yeah.
It's coming up the left side on the top of that curve up the left side.
Okay.
It's like right there. I know because I'm going to Corpus Christi this year, and I looked how close Big Bend National Park was to Corpus Christi.
Yeehaw.
It's like an 8-hour drive. It's pretty far still. But yeah, imagine like being in the desert and seeing a tortoise. That'd be kind of crazy.
That'd be awesome.
They came in second for bird watching, which that didn't surprise me.
Nope, me neither.
412 species, ranging from the painted bunting to the Mexican jay.
The painted bunting is the bird that I want to see
Yeah,
the most.
that'd be pretty cool.
Awesome.
Does everything just fly through there during migration?
Yeah, they call it the
seasons?
Rio Grande Valley, like that whole area, Corpus Christi. And I think this is part of the Rio Grande Valley. If not, it's like right on the edge. But yeah, that's like, I guess other than the Grand Canyon, that's like bird central.
Primo bird.
Yeah.
Primo bird.
Yeah. Pretty cool. I do want to get there sometime. I think it sounds like a cool park.
You'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
there.
And there's like hundreds of miles of hiking trails there.
Yes, there is. If you guys wanted to go hiking in the desert, of course.
Yeah.
I'm
we have to
down.
get over that hurdle, Brad.
Yeah.
Those birds will get
Do you
him.
hear how many-
They
Yeah,
get
those
him,
birds will
dude.
get him, dude. That's it, dude. We just got to pick early or
There's gonna
late
be a lot of
spring
birds,
or
Brad.
early fall, dude.
So fourth place is kind of another surprising one for me. Carlsbad Cavern was fourth. That's in, I believe it's New Mexico, like
Yeah, you're right. I think.
close to, it's where that left point comes out of Texas. It's like just north of that straight
Okay.
latitude line. They're fourth in the category of birding and includes the ladder-backed woodpecker, which is the second smallest North American woodpecker. What's the smallest? You know it. You've seen it. You have a picture of it.
I would go Harry
Downy,
Downey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oof.
which surprised me.
Yeah.
I was thinking there'd be smaller woodpeckers.
Yeah.
This does look like a downy / yellow-bellied sapsucker.
All
Kind of.
right.
It has a red mohawk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks cute.
Chad's out there just like fist pumping by himself. He's like, I got one.
They were seventh for mammals, including the Rocky Mountain elk.
All right.
Yeah,
Is that like a more heavy a wooded area, or is that still kind of desert?
I think it's kind of deserty, but it is
'Cause
like
I
the
never
southern.
would think of an elk like in the desert.
It is the southern part of the Rockies, I believe, or like where the foothills of the Rockies start. Could be wrong about that as well.
Holy moly, we got a lot to check on.
Redwood is fifth overall and is number one for mammals. So that's probably, I would think most people are probably interested in seeing
Redwood?
mammals because they're the easiest to see. 85 different mammals, ranging from river otters to the Roosevelt elk, which is like the granddaddy of all elks. It's the biggest elks.
granddaddy?
They have like, they're only in a tiny little area, but they're the biggest elks.
Also, the otter thing has me going. I love otters. If I had
Yeah.
a dream in this world, that dream would include just like play wrestling with an otter.
Yeah, it was, I could have chose between,
I have to agree with you.
Yeah. Why not?
I could have chose between the Virginia possum
Yeah.
or the river otters, and I like river otters. Even though possums, I think, get
Yeah.
a lot of undeserved hate,
Yeah.
but yeah, the Virginia possum's there too.
Possums do not
Snuck 'em both
deserve
in.
the hate.
Hey, I don't know if this is right, but when I catch my groundhogs in the live traps, I go drive them out of town like at least 5 miles. Probably should do 10 so they don't come back. And then every time I catch a possum, I'm like, "Nah, you son of a bitch."
Just get
I just
out
let
of
him
here.
go. Scram.
they
He'll
ever-
come back.
Are they
That's
ever?
great.
Are they ever playing dead?
Nah,
Oh,
they'll like hiss at you or whatever
Yeah.
the hell they do.
Yeah.
all right. So
That's good for you, Travy J.
I'll just rattle off the rest of the list because there's some of these that are kind of surprising. Guadalupe Mountains National Park.
Oh,
I didn't look up where that was. Do you guys know where that is?
I'm going to go Southern California, but I have no idea.
Okay.
Maybe not. Maybe
Arizona.
I'm wrong. Arizona. Yeah. Arizona.
Yeah, sounds all right. Everglades is number 7. Makes sense.
Yeah. There's tons of wildlife there.
Yeah.
Where'd that rank on the birding list?
I didn't see.
No?
Oof,
Okay.
you'd think
Sorry.
that'd be pretty high. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Number 8 is Death Valley, which is counterintuitive to seeing the most wildlife at
Yeah.
Death Valley, but
Just an
I bet their scorpion count's pretty high and reptile.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Then,
Probably not many slugs.
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Number 9, Travis, Yellowstone.
Man, that just,
Yeah. There's lots
just-
of wildlife there too.
Yeah.
it's abundant, but maybe there's just not such a big
Diverse.
variety. Yeah.
It is. I mean, that is really cold. So in the winter.
Yeah. That's true.
10 is Saguaro, which is another desert.
Mm-hmm.
Then Denali and Katmai, 2 Alaskas, rounding out 11 and 12.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah,
Dang. That's
pretty
wonderful.
interesting.
Very interesting.
It's a nice little list. I think just kind of one of those extra things to put in your pocket when you're thinking about going to a national park,
Yeah.
because everybody loves seeing wildlife.
Can we post that?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Cool. We will. We'll
Yeah.
post that. That's great.
What do you think Indiana Dunes has?
It's 45th.
A lot of birds right now.
Lots
Yeah.
of birds, dude.
Yeah.
6 animals.
But it's also not that big. So
No, just a couple dunes.
I'm going to go.
Check her off.
It's right there.
I'm going to try to go camping there here in the next month or so.
yeah,
Oh,
I'm
no
going
kidding.
with you.
Just do like an overnight camp, get up early,
I'll for surely go with you.
fart around. Yeah.
Oh,
All right. News
there
stories,
is the
dude.
News Panther. Way to go, News Panther.
You
Yeah.
trapped us again
That
Thank you.
was great.
with your sweet stories.
Colossal squid. I the whole time he was telling, or the News Panther was telling the story, I
So
just
I'm the
thought,
News Panther now.
I have no idea anymore.
The News Panther is right behind.
I
Brad.
just kept thinking that there was some dude that was like, yeah, but I had the giant squid. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Dude,
you just
yeah.
have to sit on this like pedestal when you're like, I found the biggest
No.
one.
He's like, squids should be measured by their length, not their mass.
Yeah, he just
This
argued
is
like
bullshit.
crazy. Yeah, yeah. I felt bad for the guy that had the giant squid.
What
that
would scare
got beat
you
up by
more?
the Colossal.
Longer
Longer.
or thicker?
Longer,
I think longer too.
dude. The tentacles on
I
a
think
giant squid.
Once
woo.
it reaches a certain length, it doesn't matter anymore. And I'm talking
Yeah, Colossal's still like 40.
like short
30.
octopus tentacles are scary.
Oh, yeah.
They get around you. They're say those are 5 feet long max.
But if you like are looking up and down in a scuba suit and you can't see the end of the squid,
Oh my goodness
That's
Well, it
gracious!
just keeps going.
yeah.
I just
Oh,
picture
yeah.
being in a rowboat in a giant, like the old paintings
Oh,
from
yeah.
from fisherman days, like where the guy's standing on the
Oh,
bow with
yeah.
the spear and there's a giant squid just encompassing the thing.
Or like killing
A kraken.
the battle of the
Kraken.
sperm whale and the
Ooh,
squid.
man.
A lot of that.
Cool. Well, that was great.
I mean, I think it's fascinating, but and deep sea creatures just aren't my thing.
yeah.
Scary.
Darkness in
Scary.
water.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Nope.
What do you say we get going?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's get
Let's
on
do
it.
this. Let's play some game.
All right. We're doing another Would You Rather outdoor edition.
Yeah.
You did the first one, Patrick. You came up with the awesome Would You Rathers
That was a fun episode.
that sparked quite a
Still
bit of debate.
controversial.
Yep.
Still controversial.
Yeah, between showers and toilets.
Theme
out and
shower.
That was great, though. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
And so I felt like the bar was pretty high, and I just did my best, and I really hope I don't let you guys down on these.
I'm pretty nervous.
Yeah, I am. I'm. This is my first time taking part in this, and I'm a bit nervous.
Yeah.
So
Why don't we get this started, and I'll decide which one I want to ask first.
all right, let's roll, baby. Yeah.
Wait, do we get points? Is there going to be a winner at the end?
Well, I've thought about a scoring system because I don't know.
You can do whatever you want.
I want you guys to perform at your best abilities.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if there maybe you could explain yourself a little more,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Okay.
But
All right.
the scoring system is completely arbitrary. It's my opinion from my
Oh,
perspective.
I like this. I
Which-
like this.
Yeah, that'll make me even more pissed off.
That's
when
a
you,
twist.
When you give him a point and not me.
That's
And
a twist.
Would it be just a point?
Yeah.
Oh,
It could
true.
be 5,000.
Could be a
Oh,
bunch.
he could pull a question number 10. This is worth 4 points.
You gave me the points, bud.
Plus a heck yeah award.
Shoot, this
And
might
a
be,
heck yeah award.
he didn't
yeah.
get a heck yeah award.
What?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
No, I can give out heck yeah awards.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Do I have that authority?
I don't think so.
Brad's going to have to take it up with the
All
Panther.
Let's we got to move on.
We're already off the rails.
Let's go.
All right, here is my first would you rather. Would you rather be without medical supplies or without outside communication on a trail, say a week long,
Ooh.
isolated?
I can answer that.
I would say communication.
I'd
Without?
rather be without
Yeah.
communication.
I think without communication.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, dude, Brad, when we went out to the Tetons, that was the first time I ever had a Garmin or GPS anything.
The hard thing
So-
is, though, I've used my unnecessarily, I guess, like you could say, like I've used my Garmin more than I've used my first aid kit, but it's kind of always just that what if.
Yeah.
Never know.
Because even if you had communications, you would still want a first aid kit
Yeah.
while you're waiting.
What if you have an injury that's too severe to get evacuated?
Well, I mean, obviously at that point, I would have rathered pick a messenger, that's for sure, or communication, but you don't know that. And I mean, I can just speak from the 20 years that I've spent hiking and doing that kind of stuff is just, I've very rarely ever I left a message with my wife I left a message with my mom, told her where I would be, let them know if I'm not at that point when I need to be there. And that's kind of how it's been,
Day one, I would end up like getting a splinter or somehow like cutting my finger on a tree or something and not having a first aid kit.
Yeah.
Like, what the
Oh, hell. Or even like I'm thinking moleskin, when you're walking down, like inevitably you're going to eventually get some sort of blister or where your armpits rubbed, like something's going to happen. So I consider that all first aid,
Yeah.
Chapstick.
What do you think, Travis? What would your choice be? Because Travis is our usual medic on the trip.
Yeah, he is.
He has the most extensive first aid kit.
It is the most extensive first aid kit.
I could lose a pound off of that, maybe.
yeah, you could. Yeah, you could.
Trip. Yeah.
What would you choose, though?
I think probably communication, because I also really enjoy not being connected to anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that little element of danger.
Yeah.
That adds to it,
Yeah, it's like a tether, the
right
GPS.
Because they're like, even out in like the Tetons, I felt like there was an out route, pretty near to where you were, and somebody could get to you pretty quick. So yeah, just that little bigger element of fear of not having communication with the outside world is a little scary and kind of cool. Okay, do we have a consensus there on go without communication?
Yeah,
clearly,
we could have.
So. That was an easy one. It seems.
You can light a fire.
Full consensus.
Yep.
They'll find you naked.
So how many points do we get?
Somewhere.
How many points do we get? Is there points on this question?
We all answered pretty much the same thing, I think, and we all said the same thing.
Okay.
So
just to be clear, though, you're the host.
No
and
points.
You don't have a way to make points, right?
Yeah, you can't award yourself points.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, that just seems a little fishy.
All right, question number 2.
Yeah. Question number 2. Would you rather share a toothbrush or swap underwear with your hiking partner?
Oh, my Lord.
Now, this is a tough one.
This is
man.
repulsive. Oh, shit.
Oh.
I struggle with that one.
Yeah, I imagine you do. Like most individuals when asked this question.
It's pretty demented.
It is demented. I'm going to have to go toothbrush. I would share a toothbrush before I would share somebody's underwear. How long are they wearing the underwear before I put them on, or is it just somebody grabbing a freshie out of the pack?
I was thinking about that, and no, each person only gets one set of underwear, and every morning you swap.
Oh, that's
all these questions are based around a 5-day hiking trip.
Okay, I would still go toothbrush. I would borrow a toothbrush.
Toothbrush?
Yep.
Patrick?
Couldn't you just go no underwear?
No.
This is Brad. Welcome to my hell, dude. This is Brad.
You have
it's a simple question.
Outside the bounds of the question.
Yep.
Okay.
Stay in the bounds.
Okay.
That's a great response, Travis. I wish you would have not been also doing it with Brad the last time I hosted.
That put me right back in line.
Yeah, that's bullshit. All right, Brad, answer.
I think I would say toothbrush as well because I feel like more harm could come to you through underwear than the mouth.
How so?
More
bacteria.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
sharing
you
that.
could. I mean, you could get like a cold or something through the mouth.
You
But
better hope they dry it
you
out.
get-
that's if that
you could
person
get-
has a cold.
You could get sores.
I don't.
You're gonna have to cook your underwear over a fire every night.
I don't know
Oh,
because
my
you
Lord.
could just do the thing where you put toothpaste on your finger and just kind of rub it around your teeth.
No, you have to share the toothbrush.
Yeah.
Oh,
Toothbrush is the answer. That's the answer.
yeah.
Let's not overthink this.
How much water are you gonna use
toothbrush is the
trying to
answer?
clean that thing
I'm gonna
out?
boil that shit.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
It's a lot of effort.
Yeah, I'll boil it.
What about
All
you,
right.
Travis?
Making me answer this?
Yeah.
I mean, you were.
I would definitely go toothbrush
Toothbrush?
as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Consensus, dude. This is
Um,
easy. Let's rock
It's
this.
not a big deal. Just put more toothpaste on it and
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
the underwear is
whatever.
kind of rough. That's
Yeah.
a tough one.
Ooh, that is so gross.
If they're not dry by morning, what an awful.
Lord. Let's move on.
You know? All right. Question number 3. Would you rather sleep outside with only a mat, naked, or with everyone 3+ in one tent? A 2-person tent.
Ooh.
Wait, what was the last? Say the options again.
You have to sleep in the same tent with everyone.
4 people
3+
and a 2-person tent.
in a 2-person tent.
Or outside naked on a mat.
Yeah.
Sleeping bag?
Sleeping mat.
But do you get something to cover
sleeping
up
pad,
with?
a fleece, blanket.
Naked outside. Is it perfect weather? I'm assuming at least give me perfect weather.
Whatever Greg Schaup's coming in with that day.
I assume that I've planned a decent enough backpacking
It could
trip
be
that the
super
weather.
hot. It could
If
be
it's super hot, I'm out. I'm outside of that
super
tent no matter what,
cold.
butt naked. I'm going butt naked outside.
humid.
Yeah, I'm saying naked outside. too.
Naked outside, dude.
Make it outside.
I'm a big old boy, dude. 6'3",
'Cause I'm not-
250.
yeah,
I'm not fitting in a 2-person tent with myself.
You know what's
let
funny
alone-
is I thought you guys would have went the other way.
No
Really?
way. No
Maybe
way.
not Brad,
It's kind
but
of
Patrick.
Yeah.
this kind of goes
Patrick
back.
likes to get comfy with other people in the tent.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a snuggle bunny. I'm a snuggle bunny. I'm a snuggle bunny at heart. I'm there. You know what I mean?
And Brad he's got to be away from people.
Yeah,
But if Brad ever needed a tent, I'd be like, Brad, get on in here. You know what I mean?
I probably would.
Yeah. Brad, you would.
Well, I don't know.
You
You
would.
snore pretty loud.
I do, but they have make earplugs,
Oh.
and you have those ear pods that noise cancellations.
True.
Yeah,
I say some noises cannot be canceled.
yeah, dude. Nothing. My snores might be loud, but you rolling around on your sleeping pad is enough to wake up the demons.
My old sleeping pad.
Old sleeping pad. All right.
The new one may do it too. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. I think we have a consensus on that
like
one too.
I hearken back to the haunted house versus highway.
Ooh.
Like I'm not sleeping in that tent anyways. If
Yeah.
there's 4 other people in there, so
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sleep outside.
Yeah, at that point, it just comes down to the weather, and I'm gonna choose to think that it's gonna be like perfect weather, no cloud in the sky. I'm gonna lay there butt ass naked, staring at the stars.
I should have said drizzly.
Yeah.
Well, now you're just making it worse.
48 and drizzly.
Like a real
just-
borderline. I'm not sure I want to be outside.
Yeah. All right.
That's a tough one. All right. Next one. Would you rather be without a light at night, any light whatsoever, or without sunglasses or a hat or any head covering on let's say, a desert trail?
Ooh.
Any trail, really.
My gut instinct is I'd rather go without a light.
Yeah, the first, yeah. I mean, I think so, but then again, like, I mean, you might have to pee.
I mean,
might-
I'll make it happen.
Yeah, I guess you're right. That would be the only like justification to
What
needing.
if it's in a... Yeah, that's true. You're not
A
going
light.
to go far from the tent.
If you know you don't have a light, you're getting that tent set up well before sundown. You're eating out of your tent. You're doing everything in your tent.
I'll
And
make a
then-
confession.
Yeah.
I've just zipped it open and
Peed
Suck it
out
out.
outside of it.
right outside.
I think that's absolutely
On the
respectable.
downhill side,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
I'd probably spray off your tent and let it air dry every now and again.
Why don't
That's
pee
for sure.
on it?
Well, I know, but
Splatter.
yeah, splatter and other things like that. But that's
What
it.
kind of aim do you have?
Well, admittedly, not the best.
Yeah, that is, but it would
But
it would get spooky as shit
Oh yeah,
without
Even
a light.
with the light, it is.
Yeah.
dude, and don't forget the other side of that is walking down. I mean, any trail, not even a desert trail. When you're out there in sun and you don't have any covering at all, that's a tough go. After
Oh,
about
yeah.
5 hours, you're gonna be feeling that.
That's me. Like, I'm pale as shit.
yeah.
My eyes, like, bright light does not do good.
Yeah, I love having a good pair of sunnies
Yeah.
on, dude.
What if it's forested area, densely?
Forested area? Then I would
In a
still
temperate
probably
climate.
go. I would still probably go head covering and all that stuff. You want that?
I don't know if you're under a canopy. I don't know. I could see myself preferring having the light.
Okay.
Because then you need it. You need that light even more
faster.
when
Yeah.
there's no moonlight at
Yeah.
night. So
And it's easier to get lost in the woods.
Well, you're just pushing the goalpost though. You're pushing the goalpost.
Well, I got to test. I got
Yeah.
to test you out.
Yeah.
field testing and making adjustments on the fly.
So what's your answer then, Brad?
in the second circumstance, I'd rather have a light.
What
Yeah,
is
I kinda
what is the actual
screwed that
circumstance? The original question?
Or who gave the better argument to get a point?
Yeah.
Based on the scenario
Yeah.
presented.
Brad did.
Oh, that's
That
bullshit, dude. What the
Boom.
frick?
I'm winning. You don't have any
are.
points.
I don't have any points. Okay. All right.
All right, you guys ready for another one?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather cold soak your meals or be without utensils?
Ooh, be without utensils.
Be without utensils.
Yeah.
The cold soaking's not.
I'll figure. Yeah.
That just does not make sense to me. It
'Cause
doesn't
that's-
compute. It
Because it's
seems
really a
miserable.
chance, like a choice between a hot meal and a cold meal. Because I'll find a way to eat it.
Darn
Yeah.
right. I'll shovel that shit in my gullet.
Yeah.
And to be clear, cold soaking is when you just dump whatever temperature your water
yeah.
is into
Usually
your
cold.
dehydrated food.
Yep.
Yeah.
That and just letting it hydrate over a long amount of time. No, I think like we talked about in the episode with Jonathan and in the food episode, it's just nice. It's a nice little amenity at the end of a long day
It's your pick
to
meal.
have a nice hot meal. You look forward to that over
Yeah.
time.
Yes,
Big
for
time.
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I will tell you, it does suck to go without utensils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you will find
It's
a
real
way to
struggle.
make them.
Yeah. If an ape can learn how to use a stick to eat, I
I
can
was
learn
using
how
a
to do
stick to
something.
eat.
Yeah, there you go.
That's where I evolved from that point forward.
Yeah. You're like, what is this, a fork? Holy shit. Debbie, a fork.
It's so easy.
It's so easy.
Alrighty, let's move on here. This one's, I'm not sure even what to imagine with this one, but would you rather go hiking without flora or without fauna?
Wow.
Ooh.
All right. That's a fucking thinker.
Yeah.
All right. No flora or no fauna. I would go. Flora is plants, right?
Yeah.
I would go. I'd want to have flora
Yeah.
before fauna.
But that's like no butterflies, no bees,
No sounds,
No
no
nothing.
birds chirping.
I understand. I mean, I get the point, but
No
if I
woodpeckers,
had to
Patrick.
choose one or the other, there's having the fields of spring flowers, and I mean it's a stunning look, especially when they're being like blown around in the breeze.
right now.
Right now I would just like to see that on a backcountry trip.
I understand.
That's
I
what I'm
understand
choosing.
That perspective.
That's my would you rather.
So the fauna would be like you'd be in like a desert environment, like just nothing as far as you can see.
Just a few cactus.
Saguaro? Cactus?
Yeah.
Saguaro.
Exactly.
Saguaro. Saguaro.
What?
Saguaro National Park.
Yep.
Those huge cactus.
Massive.
There you go.
I think I have to agree with Patty on this one.
Oh, yeah.
You want the plants?
Plants are beautiful, lush green.
Yeah.
Like the canopy of the Appalachian Trail is beautiful to be under.
Yeah.
That'd be hard to go without.
Yeah.
That's one reason I don't want to do a desert trip,
Yeah.
because I love the fauna.
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
Flora.
And it seems like all the animals in the desert are colored like the desert. But they're
Yeah.
harder to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I wonder what color that tortoise is.
Oh, that'd be
The desert
interesting.
tortoise.
Just brown.
It's got to be like brown, right?
everything's all dusty.
Yeah.
Instead of barnacles, he just has layers of dust.
Have we agreed on every one of them?
Yeah, because I'm going to have to do the same. Because
Wow.
I was trying to think of places where, each one kind of happens. And you think the desert, well, yeah, there are animals out there, but they're few and far between and they're hard to see.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the
But the forest, there's just so much.
yeah,
I don't know. But it's without the trees,
right.
like it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
it's a tough one.
We all agree.
Flora.
I mean, yeah, I guess I do know. It's the trees. It's the trees.
It's the trees.
Pretty trees.
Yeah. Pretty trees.
Did we just connect a circle or something there?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It feels like we did.
All right. I have one more question here.
Oh, dude, the finale.
This is the finale.
How many points is it worth?
Yeah. How many points is it worth?
So far, I'm winning.
By 1 point.
That's all it
Brad's
takes.
winning, but I think I gave myself a point.
No, you
No, you
can't give
didn't.
yourself a point.
And you didn't give yourself a point.
Yeah. So you gave Brad 1 point because he had a better argument after you pushed the goalpost 3 times. And now I have 0 points.
Hey,
so
Mr.
how many is this question worth?
Man,
Easy,
it's-
Mr. Mount Lyle Shrew.
Hey, I'm a winner here. I'm trying to win.
I was just looking through these questions.
I'm just sucking up to Travis now.
So it's been 6 questions.
Yeah.
And the score is 0-0-1.
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's because you're the host.
And I think that was
you
only,
don't get points.
I think that was
No, I
only,
think
only because I asked, did I get a point for that?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just disappointed because I was giving away points based on the quality of your answers.
I just figured they were shit
It's not my
answers
fault.
up until now.
All right. Final question.
What's it worth?
Half a point.
That'd be so shit. That would be so shit.
There's going to be a winner, and then that score is rated 1 to 10.
Oh, okay.
Depending on that answer.
Okay. I like this.
So you could win.
Wow, this makes it a big deal.
I could still win.
No, you cannot win, Travis. This is
And Brad's lead is at risk
Basically,
here.
no.
$10. Travis wins this somehow.
All right. Final would you rather? Would you rather be on call for work all week on the trail, or it rained heavily only when setting up and tearing down your tent?
Oh, that is great. Oh, that's great, dude.
Ooh. On call with our current job situation, as if we were still just right next to you. They can still hit us up.
Yeah, you have to have your phone on you at all times. There's an emergency at work. They need to know everything that you know all the time.
And you have cell phone service.
Yep.
This
All
is,
right.
I am in deep thought.
Otherwise, it's
It just rains
60
like a mofo.
No, I mean the other option, or if you are on call for work, the weather's 65,
It's nice.
the beautiful puffy clouds that cover the sun every now and then, but it's mostly sunny.
It's relatively picturesque.
I'm taking on call from work.
Wow.
But
Oh, this is how he does it.
Well,
Goalposts are moving. This is what you do. You just wait.
no. The goalposts are not moving.
Okay.
The weather is the same, except in the other scenario, except when you're setting up your tent, it just starts
setting up my tent then.
raining.
Setting up my tent.
Everything gets wet.
Do I have?
It's like the Truman Show. Like the rain just starts and stops.
Yeah.
Do I have a tarp? Do I have
Your setup?
I have
you can
my
have
setup.
whatever you want. Yeah.
Well, no.
Or like your backpacking setup.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I would choose setting up in the rain. If the rest of the day is beautiful, I can figure out how to set up in the rain.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt about it. You just
you deal with it.
I mean, the reason
if you were to say it would be shitty, rainy the whole day, then I would say I will take on call from work.
And then there was also this thought
Brad,
process
it takes you 3 hours to set up your
does.
tent.
You don't do anything fast in terms of
What's
that.
it matter?
Well, it doesn't matter unless
Patrick
it's
will be
thunderstorming.
15 minutes. He's in.
Yeah,
His
dude.
rain over there stops.
If 15 minutes.
Sunshine,
If
and you're just
15
getting
minutes.
poured on still.
If 15 minutes, dude. But there was another thought that I had too about being on call. That I was like, how long is this trip? Is it still based around the 5 days?
Yeah.
Because if it's 5 days, then I'm going rain. I'm going to figure that out. To have 10 hours of great weather in between these little things, screw it. I got 10 hours to let the tent dry after it gets rained on in the morning, and then I quickly set it up at night, and it's cozy rosy. I'm going that all day.
It rains
if
on
it
your
was
clothes too that you're trying to dry out.
Sure, whatever. I'm still going there.
It fills up your hiking boots.
you're just making it
trying to
worse.
sway the boat.
No, but what I was thinking that if it was like a super long trip, because it does get monotonous and boring, and you're just trudging along, that it might be nice to be after a certain, let's say after the 5 day mark, where you could be answering phone calls and talking while how fast your hike would go if you were working and hiking. I'm just saying
that would be a nightmare for me.
If you're, yes, I understand, but I'm just saying, if you're, but I would still go. I would still go.
Should ask
if you were through hiking,
something along those lines, like a long hike. After a
asked,
certain amount of time, you'd be like, "Oh shit, somebody's calling me." Fucking cool.
No, the question is, are you technically working from home or are you using PTO? Because what if you're not using
That's
PTO?
what I implied in the question.
Yeah, I assume you're not using PTO.
Oh.
Because you're going to be having to answer phone calls and all that stuff.
So I'm not using PTO and I'm still backpacking?
Yeah.
Dude, you're essential to the company.
Yeah.
You're on
answering
salary.
phone calls
But
all
I can
day.
still use
You've got a company phone.
Yes.
But I can still use my PTO.
You wear a vest.
You can't take PTO in a would you rather question. That's you can't just be like, wait, I know I have to work, but couldn't I take PTO
but
and
I
take
mean,
the day off?
No, but I mean, in a month, I could take a full week off and not have to work. So, if I
There's no option.
If I could do my work.
This is so Brad, dude.
No, if I could do
We had earlier just straight up gone outside the boundaries of the question, and then you just blasted it off to the moon.
Well, that's when I realized I wouldn't have to use my vacation time and I could still go backpacking. I just got to answer some phone calls. That's
What's the difference if it's
pretty intriguing.
I get what you're saying.
I could be at work working, or I could be doing that but backpacking and not have to use my vacation time.
I think
you're thinking of schooling the system right now?
Yeah. I think this is just a simple would you rather question,
Okay.
Brad.
My answer stands then. The rain.
God.
Tent, dude. A rain during tent. That's our answer.
Okay, that was the last one.
Yeah.
So give me just a minute to tally the points for this one.
Yeah.
For the final question, I award Patrick 1 point.
Oh, you should have
1
said negative
point.
points.
Dude, that means we're tied.
You tied.
We tied.
That's a bummer.
What do you mean that's a
right,
bummer?
dude. I'll take that as a win.
Brad, you're
'cause I don't
lucky
think Brad-
because You were getting sassy that last question, and I almost took a point away from you. Or just gave your point to Patrick.
I love that when Brad is asked a pinpoint question, Brad's engineering mind is like, yeah, but how could I deconstruct that question to figure out a way to make it seem good on either side, no matter what I pick?
Dude, you started talking about PTO.
Well, hey, before we get out of here, I just want to remind everybody, May 16th through the 18th,
Oh, yeah.
Trail Days in Damascus, Virginia. We're going to be there. We got our spots and everything. So we're psyched to be down there hanging out with everybody. This will be our first time going. So it's going to be a real treat and just a joy. If you guys are listening and you see our shirts, come over and say hi to us. It would be an unbelievable joy for us to meet a listener. I don't think it will happen, but it would blow my fucking mind if it did happen. That's all we want.
That's all we really want.
No, it'd just be a joy. But yeah, Damascus, Virginia, May 16th through the 18th.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. And I've been making little tokens for everybody when we get there. So I'm going to be handing those out. And
collector's edition.
That's right.
Number 1.
Yeah.
So get them while you can.
Yep. Damn
They're
right.
going to be really valuable down the road. All right, guys, you ready to get out of here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Keep on sauntering.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
See ya.